Jesse, yeah, Jesse could be in charge. I'll just help
I
out.
think we're going to need your guidance, Jaeger.
I'm gonna need a beer.
Ooh, Gray Ranks was one that I looked at. This is very specific too. It's like you're riding on a train from like your Gray Ranks takes place during a Warsaw uprising in the summer and autumn of 1944. It's very like this is what you're role playing right now.
Did you read the one that's in Spanish?
No, the playset.
Yeah, there's one that's like.
I did not.
Oh, I saw that one. That one actually does exist in English as well, though. You can't do that one in English. I saw it both
Really?
ways. Mm-hmm.
And they have free games page. Let's see what they're free. Terps. Ooh, Cap and Trade. I think I downloaded that once.
Oh
The
my
Trial
God.
of Poland. That one you got to download. That was a really interesting game.
It would be hilarious if there was like a free trade negotiations.
Yeah. The Plant. I played this one. This one was interesting because it's a solitaire role playing game.
What?
It's a role playing game you play by yourself.
Oh.
How does that work?
You make cards that you find in your travels that influence your story.
Huh.
And there's
That's
like
cool.
you have to play it. It's interesting. A very sad game. It's like
Why is that?
you're going through this plant of like sad memories. It's really interesting. You got to play it. I can't tell you. I mean, I guess you kind of decide the tone by if
What's it?
you're right. The Plant.
The plant.
All right. So we have to roll dice, 4 per person.
You're gonna work it all on Bones, right? Like,
Right, we'll have to kind of set it up.
okay. I just thought I would look at
Oh,
Bones.
shit.
He's right here.
So it's 4 per person.
And we could do an Insta setup, or we could do it ourselves.
Oh, we got a message.
Hardin says no.
Did he say that he beat us?
Yeah.
Oh, that was uncalled for.
And Tori also says no.
Okay.
Okay.
Fiasco time then.
It's okay. We can get our dog to play the fourth person. He can die first.
I don't know if I'm going to be good at this game, but whatever.
That's okay.
Sometimes I'm bad at role playing.
Yeah, that's the thing that I think this game definitely forces a little bit more role playing.
Which is why I think it'll actually be good for me
Yeah, same actually.
to not have any
Same.
choice, but to just fucking role play.
Filled space.
Right.
Should we decide a table order?
Yeah, I was going to use open notebook or open.
Yeager, Margaret, Jesse, going clockwise.
Yeah, that works.
Do I need to take notes?
No,
Okay.
I'll just create a board that you can look at.
Am I going to want to take notes? I don't know what kind of game this is really. Except the bad things are going to happen to us.
Like, you mean Fiasco in general? Like, it's, well, we dictate how things happen. Like, that's a big thing. Like, you have to be able to kind of bring elements in. Like, sure, there'll be something, like usually there's an object or some sort of MacGuffin that drives the story, but you'll see. I think once we establish relationships and objects, and the story kind of like comes out of where we start, I think.
Sure.
And we'll kind of see where we kind of need to go as we move along. And yeah, it is supposed to end in a fiasco, but we'll see what the dice say and what we say and that kind of stuff.
Okay, so it's that like each relationship pair should have. Can you actually pull it closer? Sorry. So each relationship pair is supposed to have like basically a relation, things to define the relationship, and then a need. Is that right?
Well, so each one I think has like relationship, and they can have anything else in there between a location, a need, or an item, an object.
Okay.
So, like looking at the relationships, is the big number where it says like 1 betrayal? Is that how you pick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Like you pick a die, and if you pick a 1, then you define the relationship between you as betrayal, and then somebody can pick another die to subdefine it. Is that right?
Right. And so you should spend about 2 dice per relationship.
Okay.
Okay.
And do you
And we could lopside it. Like I just find that when it's more evenly split, it ends up being nicer.
Yeah. Especially with 2 people, that's probably wise.
Yeah. And then do you use all the dice during the beginning part?
Yeah, you'll use all the dice. Last die, whoever goes last gets a wild.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's start then.
I would say let's use dice. We can use bones if you want, and everyone just rolls 4 dice, 4 d6s.
And just say that the first 2 are black and the
The black and white doesn't matter
Red.
right now. That doesn't matter for right now.
Okay.
It will matter in the middle and in the end, and as we kind of play the scenes.
Jesse.
All right.
So can I only spend my dice?
No, you can spend any dice in the pool.
Right. So as long as we just kind of keep it here, I'm going to try to tally 4 1s.
4 2s.
Yep. No 3s.
Oh my goodness.
No 4s. 1 5.
3 6s. This is gonna be weird.
All right. 4 1s, 4 2s, 0 3s, 0 4s, 1 5, 3 6s.
Yeah.
All right. That's our dice pool. Who wants to go first? I forget. Fiasco has something in it about going first. One with the pointiest ears. I forget.
Oh, that's Jesse. He's got weird little secret elf points behind his ears. They're super magic.
All right, so I go first then.
Because I threw you under the bus.
Yeah.
We're all looking at the same playset.
As far as I know,
found it.
ears because they're covered by headphones. So
You can find the playset back to the old house at Bully Public Games, a proud sponsor of today's adventures. Always use blue coal.
Whoa, these relationships are weird.
Ooh, in dreams. I like that. Oh, we have no 4s.
Yeah, what are
So when you pick the relationships, you pick the subgroup, like if you say radio DJ and creepy folk musician, like do you get to say, like if I pick that, can I be like, I'm the radio DJ?
Yeah, you would talk. It would make sense in some way.
You can define it, or it'll probably like kind of make itself apparent as you start chatting about how things are shaking out.
Okay.
So it doesn't have to be defined immediately.
Right.
Right.
You go first.
So
you're defining between you and Jaeger?
Yeah.
Or do you
pick?
You can pick either direction, yeah.
I can even define the relationship between you and Jaeger.
Oh.
Right?
Why not? We can say that. As long as it equals out to a relationship for everybody, and that way we don't get trapped as well. If you can do anybody. You don't have to do someone. Yeah. All right, sorry. Yes, you can do anybody. As long as everyone has a relationship and one other thing. Both defined. Does that make sense?
Sorry, I'm just kind of reading and absorbing the playset a little bit.
Sure.
You're reading ahead? Isn't that cheating?
No, I'm reading the playset itself. Oh!
What?
Like, wait, so actually, like, the thing's haunting the house?
Oh, is that what it is? I thought the house had been calling to us.
I feel like this is a very surreal playset too. So yeah, Endless Nights, House is Calling, pick it up. Because if you look at like Mulholland Drive, that's a really fucked up movie. Pan's Labyrinth, they have Let the Right One In, which it kind of fits. I guess they're always in the house, mostly.
So the idea is that we've all had something happen to us in this house and come back. That's what they. So we're not okay.
Well, it's okay if we're all like related. What if we don't know that everyone's come to the house, or maybe we do know that we're coming back once again. We're gonna fight whatever the hell we fought last time. Who knows? That's how it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to kind of get a feel for what the base. Okay, relationships then. I'll pick Betrayal for the relationship between Jaeger and I.
Okay. Then I will pick I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna use a 5 and pick that an object. Is that what I want? I keep saying chunks of meat. Ugh.
Yeah, there's some weird shit in here.
That's fucked up. That is fucked up. I like how number 6, the 6th keepsake is a dirty skeleton in an old sports bag.
So wait, when you pick the needs, does that go? You pick up that for your character, or
for a relationship, right?
Oh,
right. It would, it defines the relationship. So both people in that relationship would need to do to fulfill the need somehow.
Okay.
And
it would drive character decisions.
So like if you pick an object, that object gets assigned to a relationship.
Sorry, I don't want to talk about abstracts because it's like a lot right now. But so like right now you have betrayal between you two.
Yeah.
So if John picks to expose, then like there's some kind of one of those things was the betrayal.
Well, so yeah, maybe. Well, let's say, let's define both of them a little bit further, just because like abstract. But like eventually we'll have to add dice to the relationship. Let's say the betrayal is agent and double agent. We're both like Jesse's a communist and I'm a blue-hearted American, but really I'm from Moscow and Jesse's from Washington D.C. and we're in so deep it doesn't matter anymore. And you said that our need is to expose. So let's say it is to expose a parasite or
looking at objects. I'm sorry, I was just.
Yeah, I was looking at objects.
Sorry.
I'm definitely going to pick an object, but like, if the need was applied to the relationship, Jesse and I being Russian and American double agents, and we got to expose your own skeletons. Maybe that will take that metaphorically, and it'll start with us talking about whatever hits we made when we were in the KGB or the CIA, and then by the end of it, perhaps we're like clawing the flesh off of our face so that we can see our skull in the mirror. I need to see. I can't see myself. No.
Okay.
Who knows? Like that's just the nature of the game.
Yeah. Cool.
But I think that I can't decide who I want to have the object with. I like all the stuff in Hidden. And that goes well with Betrayal. But it also adds in something different on the other side, too. Let's say I also just like Dirty Skeleton and an old sports bag. That's really hard not to just set up a little bit.
That's the murder weapon.
Right, that's just not. But using hip bones for all variety of reasons. I like number 5 better. So I will start a hidden object that Margaret and I have.
Okay.
So Jesse and John, we have Betrayal. We have a hidden object. Margaret, your turn.
I'm gonna say that
And I spent the 5.
Right.
Jesse spent a
A
1. We have
I'm
1,
gonna
2.
say 2. Say that the need between Jesse and I is to build. In addition to the house, it's gonna be a sunroom. It's gonna be magical. We will watch the apocalypse from there.
I like the one that a trap to set us free. What an addition to the house that is there. An
I like
exact replica
replica.
of something incredibly complicated.
That's the one I really like. But I kind of like all of them.
You'll get when the last die comes up, you'll have free reign to pick whatever you want.
Okay.
So until that moment, we're kind of stuck with 1, 2s, and 6s right now.
Yep.
So what was to build? You spent a 2 for that?
Yes. So there's 3 of 1s, 2s, and 6s.
Correct. And it's back to Jesse, yeah.
I pick a location, and I'll take a 6 and pick home comforts.
Would that be between me and you?
So locations are shared by all, right?
I think you. Let's see. Maybe they're important to the plot at hand, but it may be usually I just tack it onto something like a relationship.
Oh, really? Okay. I thought they went sort of in the middle.
Right, after
Okay, tack onto a relationship.
you might be right though. No, that's not what I want.
Should we just tack them onto a relationship? All right, I'll put it on, yours and, well, yeah, I'll put it on yours and my relationship.
And
Yeah, so it sounds like anybody can use an existing location.
well, no, everyone should be able to use the locations.
It can be central to a relationship, but it doesn't really say that it needs to be.
Okay. So
Gotcha.
sort of you can use it.
That's what it sounds like.
That's what I wanted.
Home comforts. Um.
Yeah. It's weird.
Transport. Clinging to the back of a demon.
See, I like the old burnt out car in the woods, but we can't get there. We have 1, 2s, and 6.
You could add 2 2s together.
Oh, that's it.
Do the ones that start with that dot, does that mean anything?
I think it's just the first. So it's like darkness on the
Okay.
monster's bed, darkness,
Okay.
and death on the stairs.
I like household chores
Yes. I like that one too.
for
Which
our
one is this?
relationship.
Relationships. For you and me?
Yeah.
It's a 6.
It's a 6. 2. And Jesse spent 2, right? Jesse, you spent a 2 or a 1?
6.
You spent a 6?
Yeah.
So we've
So we
spent
have-
2 6. We have 1 6 left.
1 6 left, 3 2s and 3 1s. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah. Correct.
So now it is Margaret's turn, right?
Damn it. Well, okay. I'm going to add the location crime scenes. That's a 2.
I don't know if we'll have enough dice to add another location. I was going to add another location, but I don't know if it'll.
Say that again?
So, I don't know. Unless we can. This is the one thing I don't like about the process is like, eventually, if everyone's going to have a relationship and one other thing, we've already spent a single die on everything, but we need to establish a relationship between you and Jesse.
Oh, okay. Let me look at those first then.
And then we'd
Gotcha.
want to add details to the 6 that we've already selected.
How many dice would it take to do that?
So it goes around twice. Now, we could just add more dice. I mean, there's no.
Let's do that.
Yeah. So
To do that, we'd
want to. Yeah, we want to just decide kind of how many more extra things we'd want to define. Like 1 extra location, we'd only need 2 dice. 2 extra things, we'd want 4 dice. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I need to plug in.
It's like being able to define the details.
Right. I guess I always add in the detail because I think the detail makes it kind of more
Yeah.
accessible.
Let me switch. I'll keep the 2 and I'll just switch it to obligation between you and I. Yes.
I liked.
Yeah. That's our need.
Okay.
We still need a relationship. I mean, so we could do our obligation or like the household chores kind of work too, because it has architect and builder in there, or plumber and saboteur, which are both really good for you to build, but we can only get to the plumber and saboteur with the dice that we have.
I like the idea of rolling a couple more dice.
That doesn't guarantee you anything. It's up to
Except
you.
that you can define some new things.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jaeger?
I'd be down to roll more dice, upwards to 2 more objects, like 1 more object and 1 more location, or 1 more location or 1 more object. So,
I mean, mostly it's so like do you also define the subcategory in the opening round?
right. So we still have 6 more dice to spend on details for the 6 things that we have already.
But we haven't defined any details or
Right.
like any definition to any of the details.
Right. So adding another location or object gives us, or another need, gives us more story stuff to build off of. Like, you have to bring in these items. They're MacGuffins. They affect the story somehow. Like the Maltese Falcon. You know,
Mm-hmm.
everyone talks about that. Or, you know, Rick's in Casablanca. Everyone goes to Rick's and scenes happen at Rick's. You know, it's. I really feel like if you look at it as a movie, like you're making a movie, and having more
Right.
locations or more objects or more needs gives us more direction for the story to go towards the inevitable crazy fiasco.
Okay.
Oh, well, okay.
If we don't like spend dice
Right.
on buying the details, we're just gonna have to make the details ourselves anyways.
Right.
Okay.
Let me.
I follow.
So I'm sorry. I'm being like really wishy-washy. I'm gonna put my 2 back, and I'm gonna take the last 6, and say that our need is to build an exact replica of something incredibly complicated. I like that one.
Okay.
So now there's 3 2s and 3 1s.
Do we want to decide right now then if we wanted to roll any more dice?
We're gonna have to use the 2s and 1s eventually.
Do we want to buy out like what we have going on right now and then roll dice later after we're done,
That's fine.
or add them to the pool now? Like, do you want to add more variable to the pool?
It doesn't matter either way, I guess. Let's
see how it goes. Yeah.
Let's see here. I need to define a relationship between Margaret and I.
1 or 2.
I guess let's go obligation.
That's a 2.
Yeah.
Efforts. Yeah, I'm going to say that the location, home comfort location, is the cupboard under the stairs.
Yeah, that's the one I wanted.
I know a lot of options there, but that one feels like it could be, for ill as well as good.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have 3 1s and 1 2.
Correct. I'm gonna say that the hidden object between Jaeger and I are photographs that should stay hidden.
Oh. I just read East of Eden, so they had a lot of that.
Oh, I like that book.
I really liked it too.
Jesse?
I kind of want to define another object. Am I allowed to do that?
We'll use the extra dice later.
Okay. So work on closing up the things we've opened so far?
Right.
Okay. In that case...
Put photographs. You guys write this stuff down.
I'm going to define our betrayal relationship, Jaeger, as... Do you have a preference between those two? Benefactor and imposter, or protector and unprotected?
I don't know where it's going to go either way.
Yeah.
I like benefactor and imposter, if you want my opinion.
Because I'm also some sort of house worker.
Oh, imposter house worker.
Yeah, that makes it interestingly difficult.
And I'm a benefactor working with Margaret to build something.
I have pictures about you for some reason. Which Margaret provided. She's the quiet partner that's trying to one up you, but doesn't want you to know.
Maybe the photos reveal that you're an imposter.
Oh.
They like the original person, and that's why.
Okay, so it's definitely benefactor and imposter.
Maybe I'm. Oh, it's too bad we don't have. Oh, we do have a relationship. Damn it! I was like, we could be blackmailing you, and I'm like, I've got the photos that you're an imposter. Okay.
relationship is an obligation.
Okay.
Okay.
There's a 1 and a 2 left. So I get stuck with one?
No.
No.
The card.
Well, so benefactor and imposter. What was your guys' relationship? You guys had one that was, hold on, obligation.
Yeah.
Ours is household chores. I'm interested in chef and meal.
Can I be the chef?
No, that's not what I was thinking. I don't know. I'm not. I don't want to be the meal.
Yeah, that's why I want to be the chef.
No one wants to be the meal in that half of the equation. It's not. Plumber and saboteur might work.
Oh, and so like you could be like you're an imposter, so you're like you're there to like sabotage something,
Mm-hmm.
which makes me the plumber.
I think.
It's a good way.
See, I think our photos are.
I feel like
I don't know.
probably discover hidden photos.
Like
that have
hidden in
been
the wall or something.
Yeah, been tucked away somewhere.
Right, the pictures of Abraham Lincoln and his horrors or something like that. Or,
And you're like standing in the background, and I'm like, he's dead. He's been dead for 15 years.
And Jesse's. So I've become the saboteur imposter. Wonderful. What am I? Am I also a plumber? Like,
No, I'm the plumber.
I'm the electrician that they hired.
Is there a need? Do you guys have a need in between? No.
No.
Okay.
No, we have the location, which is it's open to everybody. The cupboard under the stairs, which I think that actually the benefactor wants to turn into a water closet. He wants to be a toilet under the stairs, but we've been like dragging our ass and building it, and like we're putting asbestos in very carefully. All the nooks and crannies of the house.
Mostly because you're not really a carpenter and you don't know how to do any of this shit.
I'm hammering now.
I found this great stuff called asbestos.
Insulate like gangbusters.
Look, there was a discount on lead pipes. Let's put these over the sink.
So, which one did John pick?
He took the.
You have to put it there. You can't have 5 dice. You're cheating.
Plumber and saboteur.
Okay, so I get whatever I want basically.
Yeah.
What's
The
really
remaining undefined thing is our obligation between you and me.
and like we haven't come up with that. Like you're a benefactor. So does that mean that you know that he's an imposter and you've sent him in?
It seems to me highly unlikely that I know he's an imposter.
Okay.
It seems much more likely that he's in some way trying to deceive, kill, or take advantage of me.
Maybe you are the owner of the house and you're paying us.
Yeah.
So our relationship could be, you could either be holding me prisoner and making me do your plumbing for you, or master and servant.
Feeder and fed has a very odd connotation to it. What does that even mean? The plumber comes over and like Jesse's just sitting there, like his character feeding. This is what we do. Don't.
Oh, I was feeding the plumber to the house.
Oh, sure.
Oh.
Yeah, like there's like an Audrey going on somewhere. Feed me, baby.
It could work, but I'm not latched onto it.
No, I'm open to suggestion. I mean,
Jailer and jailed. Somehow he.
Also, I like.
Yeah, I mean, like you could have locked me in your basement and been like, "Do my plumbing," and I'm just like down there creating a miniature replica of something. I'm not sure what exactly to call forth in God. I don't know.
Yeah, the exact replica I'm having a hard time with.
Well, so you're a plumber. I like clown and machinist. One of you has to.
That one.
Yeah,
Like,
Thanks, man.
I guess it's just, machinist could be Jesse, who's the benefactor. I'm imposter. I think we're all trying to build. Have you ever seen the 13 Ghosts?
No.
They're in an old house, and they're like, make this giant ghost machine that's powered by ghosts and brings like people back to life, but they don't realize that as they go. That's super complicated machine that he's like taking notes on and trying to recreate in his studies. So machinist would make sense there. Clown would just be like, I would think more like comedic relief.
I hired this plumber to reroute the blood from the sacrifices to form the arcane sigil.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean, I feel like, I don't know, I kind of like Jailer in jail. Like, locked me in your basement to do something nefarious.
You also might not know that you can't leave yet.
It's true.
It just
Like-
hasn't come up.
Yeah. What do you think? Is it okay to be at odds? Is it good to be at odds?
Yes.
Master and servant also works.
Mhm.
It might work easiest.
That doesn't add a whole lot though, because like if I'm the plumber, like you're already paying me. Like,
Yeah.
Well, servant, don't know how much pay you're getting there,
it's true, but I mean,
I did just read East of Eden too, and he had a pretty kick-ass servant. But what would I be doing as an impostor saboteur if you're jailed?
yeah.
By trying to get you out of jail.
It seems like Jailer and Jailed and Clown and Machinist work.
Butcher and Meat Hook.
No, I'm gonna go with the Jailer and jailed.
Jailer and jailed.
You're a bad man.
I am more and more as this goes on, I'm coming to identify with the house.
Yeah, I think so.
It's been in my family for a long time, and it means a lot to me.
I think I'm a journalist.
Oh, okay. Have you come to rescue me? Please let me out.
No, that's not. I don't know if.
Photos that you could print. I found them.
What are the photos? Well, maybe the photos are undecided right now. Who knows?
Yeah. That actually has more structure than I expected. Do we still want to roll more dice, or do we want to go with this?
I'm cool with what we have.
Cool.
I'm cool rolling more dice.
Have.
All right.
You're allowed to make up other locations as well, right?
Correct. Yeah.
As
What's the only location is the cupboard under the stairs.
covered under the stairs. That's where you sleep.
Maybe
It's the
there's like,
studio. It's
maybe
the
there's like
studio.
a trap door under there that leads to your evil basement. And that's right. An evil basement. Okay, now what happens?
Yeah. So what are the next steps?
All right. Preparing to play. So we've gotten all that. Once we have complete setup, figure out what's going on, explain the relationships, might be binary, blah, blah, blah. But we've interpreted our relationships into some sort of story. So somewhat. I don't know why. Why do you have a plumber jailed? Is that for nefarious reasons, or are you actually diverting blood flow for your crazy machine?
She doesn't yet know that she can't leave.
Uh-huh.
Like part of the contract was the house. Obviously, that's incorporated as part of your pay.
This is normal for plumbers. This is highly typical. You have a plumber on retainer. It's quite common in old homes.
Okay. Ideally, use the playmat to illustrate your step, blah, blah, blah. So now we go around and play Act 1. Actually, let them know how the scene works. You'll have to have your character in the spotlight when it's your turn, and you'll get 2 scenes per act. So it'll go around the table 4 times, essentially. Each person will get 2 scenes in the first act, 2 scenes in the second act. And you have 2 options on how to frame a scene. You can either establish a scene, in which case that you decide kind of who's involved, where is it set, what's going on, and then those actors will participate in the scene and resolve it based on a die. Um, let's see. Scene involving a couple of your explain at one, no matter you give your die away at the end of your scene. You can give it to any other player for any reason at all.
Oh, so everybody starts with. Okay.
Everybody
Right.
starts with that.
And you start
Black
with
and
good
two red.
die. Yes. 2 black, 2 red.
Two black, 2 white.
2 good. Yeah, 2 good, 2 bad. And you favor characters or people with lots of good dice, or you punish characters with lots of bad dice.
No,
Okay.
well, the worst outcomes are if you're in the.
In the middle, right?
Okay.
If you even out, I think. I forget.
Having a whole lot of bad dice is better than having
Right.
opposed to 0.
Right.
Okay.
I think you'd still die. Anyways,
Right.
a lot of bad things
We'll
happen.
figure it out later.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
So if you choose to establish, then you choose all the stuff to begin with. If you choose to resolve, then instead of you choosing what is established, everyone else chooses stuff like they set the scene for you, and you get to choose how it plays out.
Okay. Okay.
Usually we would play it with the die affecting, if you get handed a good die or a bad die, I forget if that's actually part of the rules or not, but it affects how you establish a resolve.
It affects how you resolve no matter what.
Right.
But it's like at the beginning, if you choose.
I think it's more comes into effect more in Act 2.
Yeah, I believe no matter what, partway through the scene, if you chose to resolve, then you select the die you want. Like partway through the scene when you see where it's going, or somebody else resolves for you, and they hand partway through the scene.
Okay, so play Act 1. No matter whether you establish or resolve, you give your die away at the end of your turn or your scene. You can give it away to the other player for any other reason. Briefly show them why the die. Sorry, blah 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 blah. All right, play Act 1. Ask if anyone has a juicy scene they'd like to establish. If no one does, establish a strong scene yourself. Does anybody have a juicy scene they'd like to establish? Otherwise, I have a strong scene I'd like to establish myself.
Oh, if you have a strong scene, then yeah, let's see it.
Okay. It is a stormy day outside, but we are interior, large mansion. It is furnished in a very Baroque style, salon style. It has paintings on the walls and intricate Victorian woodwork crawling up the handrails of the large, expansive spiral staircase that kind of dominates the central room. There, the benefactor. What's your character's name, Jesse?
Clarence Wedderburn.
Clarence
family for generations.
Clarence Weatherburn.
Better, I think.
Featherburn.
Wedderburn.
Well, welcoming his newest guest, a jack of all trades, carpenter, electrician, and secret journalist, Patty McDowell.
Welcome to my abode, Mr. McDowell. I'm so glad you answered my announcement in the post. Fanny. Miss McDowell?
Patty. My name's Patty.
Patio, sorry.
It's all right. Fanny's my mother's name. So easily, people always. I'm glad you paid my mother a favor, letting me work on this house for you and all. It was very hard for me to pull strings to get into this assignment here. You're very reclusive, Mr. Fetterborn. I'm sorry, Venaburn. You know, I always say the name wrong. I apologize. But you got some digs for me somewhere? I'd love to set up my gear and get started. I hear you got some work you want to do under this cupboard, huh? Under your stairs, you said?
Yes, well, there's extensive work we'd like to do throughout the house. We've been having plumbing problems. Please come in, come in. It's absolutely dreadful outside, isn't it?
Thunder crashes.
Yes, well, I'm so sorry if I do come off as a bit of a recluse, but so few people do visit me out here on the edge of town.
All right, no problem.
Out of the way.
No problem at all. You know, I make house calls like this occasionally. I don't know if I'll be able to get my automobile started though in this rain. You know, the early days of the automobile being as it is. But like I said, I'm willing to get started, Mr. Venaburn. You know, it is a wonderful house you got here. It's looks like a kind of a little how do you say, lived in.
A breeze just blows through the living room.
Oh, sorry. It's chilly.
Yes, drop the things at the base of the stairs and come into the kitchen with me. I have the plans for the work I need done sitting in the dining room table.
All right, that sounds peachy keen. I'll put my stuff down here over here.
I spread out a sequence of plans that involve knocking down a couple of walls, reshaping some of the rooms, ripping up some of the floors, putting in new plumbing. It's all very simple. I'm hoping to bring in a new border. I'd like to establish some rooms that are apart.
Sure, I don't know about knocking down that wall. That looks load bearing right there. And I had to check it out, but I could do something. We probably get you zoned in for some of this work here.
Find a way.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Something you can do to work with it.
Yeah. I've done this kind of work before. You know, I made large scale contractor houses of this nature many times. Perhaps you've seen my my work. Let me I'll look at these plans alone, and I'll get settled in here. You'll feel free to send someone in with some grub. I haven't eaten. It's cold. I'm hungry. You know, I got a lot of work to do to get started on these.
Oh, of course. I'll send my servant. Actually, we can have NPCs, right?
Oh yeah.
I think the person that's not in the scene plays the NPC.
Okay.
I was trying to get to a logical scene end, I guess. As we fade to somewhere.
Also, so you established who resolves that? Just the two of us decide how it resolves?
Right, we could do that.
Okay.
Usually it resolves itself through the dialogue, but yeah, I would say that in some way it resolves good or bad.
In that case, I lead Patty over to the top of the stairs and open the door down to the basement. There are quarters and a bathroom downstairs. I'm sure you'll find it a bit dank, but quite comfortable.
As the door.
I'll send what should the maid's name be? I'll send my maid Olga down with something warm. Shortly.
Oh, that'd be great. Where's the light switch, Chunk? The door closes.
They reach over and pull a candlestick off.
Light a match. Head down into the darkness of the basement.
I don't know. Do you think this is a promising or a foreboding scene for Patty?
I think, you know what? I see good things in Patty's future. That's what I see.
I mean, he did get what he wanted. He got access to he wants access to the house and to you. So he got that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Right. You had no idea I was a journalist. You thought you were showing me plans and everything. Tight. I'm in like Flint.
Is it the person who's not in the scene who donates the die that resolves it?
In Act 1, we give dice. Act 2, they're given to us.
Okay, so you give dice. Oh. Okay, so in Act 2 they're given to you?
Maybe. Hold on. I don't have my copy of Fiasco. available.
You have it here.
You'd have to look at that rule section. I'm looking at like a short facilitating fiasco because they might be given. I remember Act 1 being easier than Act 2.
So the dice game in the middle for this round as well.
Oh, I came up with an idea for an exact replica.
Okay.
Like maybe your house or your family has like ties to like the old world, and they used to have like a sacred chamber in the old family home there, and you want to create that here.
Yeah.
And so like that, you have that in your plans.
Yeah. I like that. I feel like the sacred chamber would have to be in the basement, so maybe your quarters are upstairs then, if we can retcon that.
No, it's fine. Maybe they're both downstairs.
Okay.
Maybe it makes sense to have the carpenter live close to the eventually sacred chamber.
I mean, if you are going to be one of the sacrifices, might as well start getting attuned.
Right.
Maybe.
I mean, comfortable.
I'm having a hard
There's
time.
much work to be done here.
I'm having a hard time understanding.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I think since Jaeger and I were involved in the scene, you select the die that resolves.
Okay.
And also.
So they
how
all
much
go
it
in a
resolves.
pool.
Yeah. So Jaeger receives one white die.
Okay.
Right.
So
And
that's
then
what
I give my die away. So
You-
right, Jesse?
I think that happens.
I think in Act 1,
Yeah, in Act 2.
35.
So for Act 1, there's just a common pool, and the person that's not in the scene donates the die from the pool, or decides what die. Is that right?
You established accept a die from your friends. So you would give me a die because
Okay.
I established.
Okay. So I gave you a red die.
Mm-hmm. You give me a
And
red.
now-
That's good, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah, sorry. We have red and black. So, yeah, sorry.
White, yeah.
Yeah, red
Okay.
and white.
So,
Sorry.
because this is Act 1, and I gained my good die, I'm going to give it to Jesse for being such a nice, hospitable man and letting me into his house.
Okay.
So
Okay.
kind, Mr. Vedderburn.
Okay.
Yes, we have a long tradition of hospitality. I hope you'll be
Here.
very comfortable here.
And then in Act 2, we would keep any die that was given to us.
Got it. Okay. I understand.
So now it's my turn.
Right. And you can choose whether to establish or resolve.
Okay. Wait, how would I resolve at this point?
So you would say, I'd like to resolve the scene, and Jesse and I would establish the scene for you. Then as the scene went by, you would choose whether you wanted a good ending or a bad ending for your character.
No, I want to establish then. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So
And then whoever is not involved in the scene will choose good or bad resolution as the scene is acted out after you've established it.
mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Go for it.
yes, Patty McDowell is upstairs setting up his room, and all of a sudden he hears a loud crash, and he looks out his window and he sees that a large plumbing van has run into his car in the in the mayhem of the rain, and there is a small woman wearing overalls, scratching her head and licking the dents out of your very nice car.
Oh no! Patty runs down the stairs. What have you done, you damn plumbers?
No,
Every
it's fine, sir. This is fine. It's just cosmetic. We'll just put a little nail polish on here. We'll find the right.
No, you've ruined it.
You won't even know. You can't park right here anyway. What is this?
The trunk's like half broken. It's all like crunched in. It's actually kind of like open and it won't close anymore. And Patty like is like grabbing at bags that are inside of there, full of like cameras, trying to like.
What is that?
No, it's not there. It's tools. It's tools like you wouldn't ever know about. All right.
Dry it off. She starts like reaching into things. I'll dry it off. I'll make sure it's fine.
No, like he's slapping hands. He's like, no, I got it.
This shine never hurt anything.
Jesse, how we resolve it? I can't.
Oh.
Yeah, please. I don't know. I rest my body in between the bags, and some photos kind of fall out.
Yeah, I think this is a black resolution.
For who?
Yeah, it'd be for her.
It'd be for your character.
Okay.
I feel like it's an unfortuitous beginning to your adventures here.
Okay, so then what do I do with the black dye? Do I give it?
So all we just have to keep acting out the scene, and we just know that it's going to resolve poorly for your character.
Okay.
Whatever you interpret as poorly.
Hold on, I got a tarp. I'll cover this up with a tarp. So she goes around to the back of her truck and she's like rummaging around. And
while the tarp's getting grabbed, he like grabs all the photos that like fell out of his bag, like oh shit, puts them all together, puts them in his bag, puts the second bag inside of his bag, one kind of puts it over her shoulder. All right, bye, thanks for the tarp.
So she like comes over and she clearly like tried to carry too much stuff with her because she didn't want to make multiple trips in the rain. So she's got like a tarp in one hand and like all her plumbing supplies in the other. And she's like trying to like put the tarp on and like she's overreaching. And then she like drops this bucket of like plumber's epoxy all over the back of your car. Oh no, that's fine. That'll dry and pop right off. Probably that'll be fine. That's good coating. Protect your bed.
Shuts the trunk on it. This'll stay now. I fixed. All right, thank you very much. She's like, got the bag.
She kind of like rubs the epoxy off her hand, and she's like, "Yeah, that's fine. Hi, it's nice to meet you. I'm Cynthia. I'm the plumber. Nice I bet it's got lead pipes.
Plumber. Cool, very cool. I'm the new contractor. Nice to meet you. Yeah, I'm going to probably need you to work around the house a bit. Good to meet you.
You got very smooth hands for a contractor, sir.
Yeah, I got it from my mother. You know, I work very much.
What moisturizer do you use?
It's Aveeno, hand moisturizer, coconut oil. Nice. I use rubber gloves at night. I always tried, you know, I always wear the best work gloves. You should see my work gloves. Amazing. I'll have to turn you on to my secret. I gotta go now. Surprised that you touched hands like that. Bye.
That end poorly enough for me.
As you guys walk back up to the house, you see Olga standing in the doorway, frowning at you two. She just, as you walk in.
Hi, you must
right.
be Mr.
Temporarily, like illuminated by a single lightning stroke. 9, 9, 9, 9. I don't know.
Oh.
Please remove your boots before entering the home.
My shoes. Olga, I don't know how they do work here where you're from, but I can't carpenter. I can't carpenter without my boots on. That's not how this works. Secretly, he has journalist feet. He can't take off his shoes, so they'll totally expose him.
We all know.
No.
Cynthia's like pulling off her raincoat. She just like dumps it on the floor and like shakes off her stuff. And
Olga stands aside as the two of you bowl in, making an enormous mess, dragging equipment, patches of epoxy on the old rugs.
so, where's the bathroom? You got a plugged toilet.
The master will speak with you later about the work that needs to be done.
A place like this has nice gold claw tub things.
It is extensive.
No. You know, I charge extra for expensive.
Do not doubt our generosity.
Yeah.
So, is that a bad enough ending for me? Because I got a black tie.
Yeah.
So you give that away to someone.
Right. Olga has paid more closer attention to you because you have epoxy on the ancient rugs of the house.
It's fine. I'm not an imposter.
It's not true. You don't even know I'm an imposter. I'm a really good carpenter and a contractor. I got you here, didn't I?
So,
What do you think?
I have to give it to Jaeger because he's the only other one in the scene?
No, you can do it for anybody for any reason. You'd be like, I give it to you because I hate you.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give it to Jaeger because you already have one.
Okay.
What? You're like, I'm losing light here.
Okay, so now it's my turn to choose to establish or resolve.
Correct.
If you resolve, we make up the scene.
Right. And so if I establish it, I do have to be a part of the scene, right? I can't establish a scene for the two of you.
That would be odd.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't. Yeah, I guess. I think that it's got to center around your character somehow, but it could be a flashback. It can be, with us. It doesn't have to be with anybody.
Okay.
Gonna test out my new oven.
I'm trying to think of something, like, it's easy to imagine establishing a scene that goes chronologically, like, immediately next, but I'm trying to think of something that doesn't just step in from where we left off with the last two scenes. Do you have any suggestions or ideas?
Do I?
Either.
I mean, we could have a scene with Olga, like you could do something like for us or something, or
I could see a scene with you, like being a young boy in the house, having some sort of weird experience that defines later stuff. Just crazy enough, but hard to understand.
I can be your dad.
I can be the strange marionette puppet that you keep in your closet. And seed.
Okay. Clarence Wedderburn as a child playing in the attic of the old home.
Okay.
Did you find something?
Maybe with his younger brother.
Oh, he's not going to make it.
Sure.
If either of you,
Yeah.
what do you guys think?
Yeah.
Or with another party, you guys can determine who the NPC is.
Yeah, how about a neighbor? That way it's like,
Oh,
Then there can be like the mystery of like whatever happened to this boy.
Right. That totally. Yeah. That's what I'm investigating.
Yeah,
There
exactly.
you go.
This
There-
is one of the breadcrumbs along the way.
Yeah, I want to be Billy Jones from next door.
Clarence, yeah. You should see the shit my dad's got up in the attic, Billy. It's amazing.
Your house is totally scary, man. I'm not going up in that creepy attic.
Creepy in a fucking ninny.
I don't know. Is your maid gonna make us pudding afterwards? I'm not going unless there's gonna be pudding later.
She always makes pudding. I mean, it's kind of that weird old German, like, fermented fruit pudding. Yeah, she'll make pudding. She always makes
How long has Olga been in this house anyway? I swear to God,
Oh, she's always been here.
she creeps me out.
No, she's always been with our family. She's good people. I don't know why you would get weird vibes off of her.
Fine, we'll go up in the attic, but then we're gonna ride.
Dad's got old swords from the Franco-Prussian War up there.
Think
When
he
was
ever-
the last time you saw an ancient sword?
You think he's ever stabbed anyone with them? Killed him dead?
Oh my God, my grandpa did. He would tell me the stories before I went to bed.
All right, fine. We'll go see your swords.
An ancient haunting voice of the Franco-Prussian War like swells up behind you in memory. And that's where I led the 4th charge that day.
Yeah, like little Billy's kind of like going through some of the chests and he's like pulling stuff out and he like pulls out I don't know, something arcane. A Cthulhu mask? Oh, how about an evil mask?
Okay.
I like evil masks. Yeah, he pulls out like an evil mask, but he doesn't know it's evil.
By the way,
Like-
I give you a black die.
Oh,
This is
well,
going to me, Clarence, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it depends, I guess, on what you feel is good for Clarence.
yeah. No, I can make this work. Yeah. So yeah, Billy kind of pulls out the
Whoa.
mask and he's like, "Check it out, I'm a devil!" Blah! And then all of a sudden he goes like really still. He's like the mask out. It just like head kind of balls and he's like,
Billy? Okay, Billy, that's enough. I'm sorry I dragged you up here. You're right. It's creepy.
The darkness will come.
He like starts like walking towards you with his arms out.
Clarence sprints behind a pile of crates.
All that's left, all that's, you realize that it's a crate full of swords from the Franco-Prussian era.
Billy's like, the darkness has come to the new world. And he's like, he's walking towards you.
Start. When I hear the footsteps clomping closer, I reach up and start shoving on the crates, tipping them over.
Billy keeps walking, and you just kind of hear him go. He starts like actually chanting in a language that you don't understand, that sounds ancient.
As the crates tumble down, the ancient language is somewhat stifled by the small shriek of a child that feels pierced by swords.
Clarence, when the horrific arcane chanting dies down under the shrieks, he
You just hear Billy go,
Billy? It's not a funny joke. Billy?
there's like 3 swords in him.
Oh my God. What?
Oh God, it happened again.
Himself. And the scene fades to black.
Yeah. Oh, Olga just shows up. Not again, Master Clarence. Not again.
I just washed those ponds.
What they like told you of playing and selling.
I didn't mean it, Olga.
The
Please
young
don't,
master ruins another palace later, Hosen.
please don't hit me for it, Olga. I didn't mean it.
Yeah, it fades to black, and Clarence is sitting there with a scotch in his hand.
Small sips. Staring out the window. I'll give my black die away to Cynthia because I feel like all this bodes ill for the hapless plumber.
It's not hapless.
A little hapless. I'll be right back.
I would like to resolve.
Okay.
I have some ideas for scenes we can plan later too. So
Sorry,
you guys establish. I want to resolve. So you guys establish a scene for me.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, maybe you're up in the attic now because you're like trying to find different. You're trying to investigate. Well, maybe you wouldn't go right to the attic though.
I'm just, getting my stuff ready. I just saw this door to the attic. I thought, hey, that's what he meant, right? First door on the left. I thought I'd go up there.
This is where the bathroom is. Yeah, so
There's also covered under the stairs is a thing.
how about you head up to the attic? It calls to you. Oh, how about this? You're in your room setting stuff up, and you kind of like look up at the ceiling, and there's like streaks going through the ceiling boards. And you're like, oh, that's weird. You go to investigate the attic, and halfway through your investigating, Clarence interrupts you.
What happens to me halfway through?
Clarence interrupts you. He finds you.
Oh.
So it's between you and Clarence in the attic.
My issue is resolve. Okay.
So do I get to pick the die? Or who gets
I do. I get to pick the die. I
pick the die, yeah.
Okay.
I've chosen to resolve. So.
Is that where's yours?
I don't have one. Oh, I have a black one?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Then.
Yeah, what are you doing before Clarence comes up? What are you doing in the attic?
Sure. I was called by the attic. There was, I thought I heard a child's voice laughing.
Come play with us, Patty.
Howdy, mother.
So Patty goes to investigate. He feels like he knows he heard something, right? And there's no children here. There's no record of Clarence Vetterburn having children.
Yeah. No.
Better check it out. Maybe that old Norwegian, German, 80-year-old withered lady spawned some children. Yeah. How rather unlikely that is, that Olga having children.
She was very sexy in her day.
Doubtful. I don't have pictures of that, or maybe I do. Maybe that's what I'm looking to find.
Secret pictures of them.
Right. That's the forbidden knowledge.
Yeah.
I'm looking for evidence to corroborate as well this death that I've heard of from back in the day. The series of deaths that are unconnected, but all seem to point towards Mr. Clarence Vetterburn.
I think as you're up there too, you probably stumble across something.
Yeah, I find a crate of old swords.
What great construction swords!
They don't really seem to be of any import to me. As I go through, I'm looking for more pictures and documentation. Swords don't help me.
There's like a weird dark brown stain though next to the crates with all the swords.
Sure. Right. Maybe I see that just as you kind of come upstairs.
Yeah, you hear like a clomping on the stairs.
I move to some other crates nearby. I kind of push the sword crate over the blood spot. Maybe only leaving a small noticeable amount of crate movement in the dust. Oh, Mr. Betterburn. Sorry, I thought I heard somebody up here. Odd though, it's all empty as can be. You don't have kids, do you? You don't have children, do you, Mr. Betterburn?
No, I don't.
How about that Olga, huh? She got herself some critters?
No. Olga's barren.
More ways than
Oh.
one.
That's unfortunate. I always wanted to be a parent myself, but I never did. I can understand.
Portion of the house. I thought we could discuss.
Yeah, no, like I said though, I thought I heard some kids up here messing around. I thought maybe they were looking, I didn't want to have any kids.
Sometimes one hears things.
Perhaps, I guess, old house and all. By the way, I like what you got going on in this ceiling over here. Points at some old asbestos. That's all he seems to know. Yeah, that looks like some good stuff there. Keep it real warm up here. Did you collect swords, Mr. Betterburn?
Oh, these are artifacts of my family. Some of them they've been up here forgotten for ages. No one's been up here.
Sure.
I'm sure there's nothing of interest to your work.
I'm gonna resolve it well for myself, and I'm gonna have him notice one other thing up there besides the blood spot. I don't know what else. What else would he see?
I mean, the object, the hidden photos, hasn't come in yet.
But that's supposed to be between us, right?
True.
Right.
Find
The
the
map.
map or the plans or
Yeah, maybe he sees the mask.
I feel like the map is a pretty good MacGuffin.
just something on your face.
Yeah, he sees the mask, and he kind of
It calls to him.
yeah, right. He kind of just puts it in his back pocket a little bit.
We probably shouldn't linger up here. Some of these old floorboards are musty and rotted. It's not safe to be exploring up here.
Crash of lightning.
Wow, this is a lot of static electricity building going on over here.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there have been leaks down at the south end of the house for ages, but
I'll make sure I look into that and get some more of this insulation to help out.
our priority is the work in the basement right now. That must be completed above everything else.
Sure, absolutely. Don't mind me. I'll poke around here and there, make sure everything gets fixed up right. You said there was a hole somewhere by the house? He kind of leads him downstairs, kind of talking shop as he goes. Show me this hole.
Oh, I don't know. It must be in one of the corners of the roof. We've noticed leakage along the south wall next to the library.
Next to the library. That always happens. I tell people, never put your money in books because they're terrible, terrible insulated.
Very valuable tomes there. Perhaps we could start investigating from there. He kind of motions to lead you back down the attic, down the steps out of the attic.
Yeah, I mean, Patty goes along. Patty. Oh, sure, library. Great library. Done a lot of work in a lot of libraries. I ain't never read a book myself, but I hear that there's a lot of good stuff in them books.
Yes, an extensive library of mostly histories of our family from the old world.
I'll go ahead and I'll give my white die to. I'll give it to Margaret because I don't want Jesse to keep having a lot of white die. I'm going to use it judiciously. Yeah.
You see scene fades as we head down out of the attic.
Sure. As we head to the library from out of the attic.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure someone's going on about the old histories for a while.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Sorry. I find ending the scene to be the hardest.
What's that?
Getting to the logical end of the scene seems to be the hardest. In my head.
Yep.
I can never tell.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna resolve as well.
Something with Olga, Jesse?
Oh, okay.
The plumber can't help but continually piss off Olga. Ever since the bad start in the very beginning, Olga seems to have it out for the plumber. So while the plumber is working on blank upstairs footed toilets or footed bathtubs.
Well, you're probably installing the new fixtures under the floor that were described to you as a floor heating system.
Yes.
So it's sort of like an intricate pattern of pipes weaving back and forth under the floors of the basement.
Is Olga there?
Yeah, she brings. Let's see. Yeah, why is Olga involved?
Because I turned off the water and she's trying to make tea for the master or something.
You know.
Hi, every time I try to make tea, it's always with the water off with you. Sorry.
Do you want to play Olga or do you want me?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Olga's your creation.
These plans make no sense. Who wrote these? Or is this an architect? Like, why are these all swirling and then crossing? Like, this
Do not question the master.
What, he wrote these?
Yes, he is
What
an
is
engineer.
this from where? Where is this degree? I have never seen anything
From
like
the University of Munich.
They do things differently in Germany, but I'm just gonna
Obviously.
I'm gonna put a grid
More
in.
precisely. No,
No.
you follow the plans exactly. Do not question the master
This
ever.
is a huge waste of pipe. What is this? This says 31.8 degrees. Like, what? What do you want me to like?
This is not my area of expertise. You do the job you were hired to
This
do.
one is out to 4 decimal places. I'm just
You do the job. It does not matter. I've come here to ask why water does not work.
because it's not what I'm coming with the water on. You want me to open these pipes with the water on? It's gonna flood your basement. It's gonna be.
It is 4:35 p.m. The
Is
master always dines.
Olga like kind of like wipes the
5:20.
sludge off of her watch. She's like, "It is that late, isn't it?" Break time.
I'm up.
Like pulls a cigarette out of her pocket and starts like lighting it up. Gonna be a doozy.
If you have problems, you should take it up with the master.
I'm just saying, this is a lot of extra unnecessary pipe.
You have adequate supplies.
I mean, your guy bought all the stuff. It's all here. But you
You're
can sell
using-
most of this back.
No,
This
do not sell these supplies back. You're using the types we provided. You do not use your equipment, correct?
Well, I mean, I use Lucky here. She like pulls out like this giant wrench.
Olga kind of nods. But you use all copper tubing that the master supplies.
Yeah, although this is not copper that I've usually seen. Like, this feels a lot heavier. Are you sure it's copper?
It is only the finest.
We spare no expense.
Alright. I mean, this is gonna be hard to bend. This is a lot of custom work. It's sort of hard to roleplay a plumber.
Doesn't matter. Make it up. We don't know anything about plumbing.
Yeah.
You think that boiler here? I feel
Looks like,
it's
looks like everybody's an imposter in this game.
It must be pool room. We had bad batch. Bad batch, high sulfur, need the house. Anyway, you will turn water back on. I will get everyone's supper ready and we'll all be happy. And
Alright,
we'll
I'm
follow
gonna
the
have
plan.
to get to some of your auxiliary shut off down in the basement. And I can set this main cutter off. Let me show you the basement accesses.
I will go take care of it. You keep working. We want to
I mean, to avoid flooding the house. It already has enough problems, frankly. Like, I'm pretty sure that's black mold.
A long time. I know.
It shows. It shows. But, like, that's black mold. Like, we gotta get some other contractors in here to take care of this stuff. But, like, I would just really prefer to get a better...
Are you saying you and Patty are not up to the job?
I don't know. Old
Olga's totally.
She's a lot of things.
Norwegian,
She's been around a long
German,
time.
Russian.
No.
She's fine. In Russia, water turns plumber off.
How do you say, finish the work or we kill your family?
You got it. You got it.
What was old school?
So you're gonna turn the water off? I don't know how. Maybe you should just show me, and then I can turn it off and back on as I need to. Test
Olga wanders off, leaving you behind on the work and pulls out a set of keys and opens the multiple locks into the sub basement and then closes the door behind her.
Cynthia's just kind of like, whatever. Got 10 more minutes on my break.
So you were resolving, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, so I got to pick how it ended for me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I sort of post the fact, I guess, now.
Well, however you pick it, you ended it for yourself, then. Good or bad?
I think it ended well for me because I didn't get locked in the basement.
Yeah, you hear a scream come through the pipes.
I'll get that taken care of. Tighten some things up. Gonna run like a puppy. So then I can give this to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I'd give it to Patty. You got a white die.
White dies around. So I have a white die and a black die, then you have a white die and a black die. You just have a
White die?
white die. And it's your turn again.
My turn to choose to resolve, or what's the other word?
Establish.
Establish. Let's see. So this is the last scene for the end of Act 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is there only 2 acts?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I feel like, yeah,
We gotta have the conflict a little.
exactly.
Well, and that'll happen with the aftermath, or in the tilt as well.
Oh, okay. Oh man, Olga totally should have sent Cynthia down there and locked the door behind her.
Oh, that would have been good. Oh, that would have been so good. The work isn't done yet. Let's see. 'Cause, 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 'cause,
are you thinking? Establish or resolve?
I'm thinking establish, and yeah, it's got to be a Clarence scene. And I feel like Clarence has to start to tip his hand a little bit.
Well, he's tipping the wrong direction. Or in an expected direction to get an unexpected outcome.
Yeah.
There was a long, dramatic pause.
Yeah, I feel like so maybe Clarence with Patty in the study. Yeah, Clarence calls Patty to the study.
Well, it's where we were walking to. We were going to your library.
Yeah. Well, maybe like a day or two later, work's kind of progressing.
Okay.
Initial, like most of the pipe work's been laid. Not complete, but progressing.
Is he trying to call me out? Or all right, well, Patty's apprehensive. He hasn't been doing much these last couple of days. He's been investigating, but his craftsmanship's pretty shit, piss poor. Really, Patty just tries to prolong how long he hasn't been able to do work by like expounding on the plans and doing a lot of measurements and like pretending he's doing a lot of measurements.
Olga summons you.
Yeah. Sure. 1 second. Olga, I don't want to. Yes, right now. Sorry. Just give me one more. Okay, good size there.
Kind of like purses her lips at you.
Well, off to the study then. Off to 1, 2, 1, 2. Don't turn that frown upside down there, Olga. God, you need to make a dairy cow.
Upside down.
You could make a dairy cow squeeze out cheese. God, looks like that.
I do not understand your meaning. Perhaps my English is not so good.
Well, basically what I'm saying is that you would curdle the milk in the cheese.
I'm waiting for you.
Yes, oh, yeah, no problem. Right now, leaving. Scurries away.
Like having an NPC that we all play with really horrible accents.
She's actually been absorbing the souls of passerby for years. Any Eastern European accent just gets adopted into her.
It's true. The master even see you now, yeah.
Yeah. Patty can't help but adopt the accents of those around him. Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, goes inside the room and just kind of breathes a couple seconds. That was fucking weird.
Clarence is sitting down over some old tomes, which he kind of snaps shut and pushes to the side as you enter. Takes off his glasses. Thank you for coming, Patty. I had some things I wanted to discuss about the work and about my contract with you.
Sure.
How is the work progressing? You've had a week now, right?
Yeah. I think that I've gotten the lay of the land, and I think that we can definitely start in the next week or the week after that with the building like you want to do.
You haven't started yet.
No, I had to do all the measuring. I know you're not a carpenter yourself, so I wanted to check everything, double check it, triple check it. Double. That's what my dad always said. Cut once, measure 8 times. So you don't want to measure more. You don't want to cut the same thing and have to do it like you can't cut it.
This is disappointing.
Sure.
At the very least, Miss Cynthia has begun her work, hasn't she?
Yeah, the plumber's been doing real good. Plumber's been great to work with. She's been knocking things out. knows a lot of her trade.
She meets your standards of excellence, then.
So absolutely. That design you got going in, that's unique. I gotta say that. I ain't never seen nothing like that before. But
the chill gets into my old bones, and we just need a new approach to warm this ancient house.
yeah, I'm sure. That sounds legitimate of excuse.
I'll be honest, there was something else I wanted to discuss with you here.
Sure, I didn't want to hold up your time. I know that you're a very busy man, and I would hate to have your eyesight of you looking over my shoulder all the time. So please put it all out here in the open right now.
Yeah, I will be frank. I do think I need to come out in the open.
You be Frank, I'll be Patty. Yeah, right? Yeah. Yeah.
You're in New York taxi driver.
About them Clintons, right?
How about the Clintons, eh? This is way too early for the Clintons. In my head.
I'll be honest. The reason I came to you as a contractor and didn't go through ordinary avenues is, while it may seem that our wealth is superfluous, our family has been in decline for some time.
What? I hadn't heard that.
Painful.
He takes out, surreptitiously takes out a pad of paper and a pen. Oh yeah, they're going broke. How long now?
It's painful to talk about, and I don't wish to go into too much detail, but I bring it up because it will affect you and your payment.
Have you been on the public record at all about these financial troubles your family's been having?
No, we couldn't bear that.
No, of course not. What did you want to talk about then, if not your family's failing poverty?
Well, it's about...
You would say I'd be able to get paid for this job, right? I don't want to go into work unpaid. Oh, that's good.
The thing is, our financial circumstances are a little bit tight, and I was hoping we would accept other terms of material compensation.
Well, like what? I don't...
Well, our accounts are running a bit dry. We have heirlooms and inheritances that have been passed down. That I'd like to give you as payment. He pulls out like a jewelry box.
Oh, it's haunted, Patty. Don't trust him.
That looks very elegant there. Was that your mother's, your grandmother's?
Yes, they've been. Some of these pieces have been passed down from my grandmother. He pops open the box, and it's got like a couple of different things, like cufflinks, watches.
Patty kind of pushes the stones around with his fingers and kind of looks through it and kind of like, yeah, sure. Yeah, this looks like some good stuff here, but as much as I'd love to take your grandparents' jewels, it seems like a hefty payment for what my job has been. I gotta ask, which way is this resolving, Margaret?
Oh, that's right. I get to pick. Let's go with good.
Good for Jesse's character?
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yes, definitely good for Jesse's
As
character.
you say, like, this seems like hefty payment. Out of the assortment, he scoops out a watch and a necklace. And is like, I apologize. This is embarrassing. These are painful articles for me to part with, but our liquidity has been running a little dry recently. I'm hoping you'll accept as payment this, my grandfather's watch, and my mother's pearl necklace for Cynthia.
Well, I can't speak for Cynthia. You know what? Sure. Sure, I think that's fine. I think that's a fair compensation. You let me do the speaking to Cynthia, though, as your head contractor and all. I think that I should be the one to tell her. I think she'd take it better from me, that kind of nonsense. I wouldn't bring it up.
I understand, of course. It gladdens my heart, and thank you for being so understanding.
No problem at all, he says as he puts both the watch and the pearl necklace in the same pocket.
They are genuine articles. I hope you won't just sell them all. It would really be a shame to just send them away.
Wouldn't dream of it. Wouldn't dream of it. He always repeats things he says the first time for added effect.
And I do expect you'll be getting on schedule with the work.
Sure, like I said, this week, next week, so we'll get those things, get a lot of studs in here carrying them 2x4s. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I really like studs.
It's already late October. The chill will be setting in soon of winter. Well, I'm just not as spry as I used to be.
Sure, who is? Well, they want to keep you here,
Hey.
I think Patty accidentally. No, that's fine. All right. Sorry,
He's the case shut and puts it away under the.
Yeah, he kind of writes down in his notebook, bankrupt family? Question mark.
Question mark, exclamation mark.
That's yeah, right. Bankrupt. Cool. Now the aftermath. Or the tilt. The tilt first, yeah.
How does the tilt work?
So we all roll. Well, how did you resolve? You got resolved good.
Yeah.
So.
You don't give that away then, though?
Oh, that's right. I give it away.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it goes to Patty. So I give a white die to Patty.
All right. So I have 2 white and 1 dark.
Yeah.
You have 1 white, Jesse? Yeah. And you have 1 white, 1 dark?
Yep.
Margaret?
Yep.
All right. So now we all roll those dice and subtract them from each other. Let me just make sure. Get my Fiasco though.
White 5.
Oh, is there?
What happens in the tilt?
I'm not sure.
All right, roll the dice in front of you. Do some dice math. If you have a higher number of either color, you'll help add a pair of complications. Roll the unused dice in the central pile.
The unused?
These ones.
Oh.
Should I roll them? Oh my.
So you guys rolled your regular dice?
Yeah. So I got a white 5. Let's say that white is positive, so I got a +5.
Yeah.
+5. Whoops.
I got 3. So I got -2.
I got +1.
So then Margaret with her +5 and myself with the -2 are the 2 most extreme.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And let's see. Blah, blah, blah. If you have the highest number of either color, you will help and add a pair of complications. Roll the unused dice. So we want to roll 66.
I mean, I just rolled our physical die. If you want to use that result.
Fine. And
Do I
then consult the tilt table on page 56.
do the same? So I got a -7.
You got -7 total?
Yes.
How did you do that? You had 1 of each?
No, there's 6 die.
Oh, no,
2.
don't worry about that. It's like the beginning of the game. So we take the aggregate numbers. Like how many ones are there? How many twos are there? How many threes are there?
Okay. What are the
Oh.
numbers? So they
Oh.
get spent on the tilt table.
Oh, I see.
So it
And then go to
is
page 56.
I see. Oh, okay. So there's 3 1s, 2 3s, and 1 6.
So say it again. 3 1s, 2 3s, 1 6.
Correct.
All right. So we both pick bold title, and then we'll both pick a detail for the other ones. Tilt item.
So wait, say that again. Everyone picks a main one and everyone picks a minor one.
No, just me and you,
Oh,
because we got the highest and the lowest on the tilt dice. I like failure. So I'll pick that. I'll use the 6. You have to pick one, Margaret.
sorry.
Page 56 in the book.
I'm looking at it. I'm just.
My bad.
I'm gonna pick mayhem with a 1.
Okay. So now you pick a detail on mine, and I'll pick the detail on yours.
I want to. Oh, yeah. So I can do a 3 or a 1. I'm gonna
Right.
say a tiny mistake leads to ruin.
Yeah. I'm going to say an out of control rampage.
Oh,
You could also you do what you want, but you could also do a dangerous animal and have it be like some sort of demon gets on the loose.
Yeah. I like out of control rampage because that could still mean demon on the
Yeah.
loose. It could also mean anything. Olga or Clarence or anybody.
A tiny detail leads to ruin.
Right.
So then how do we
Now we've
just discuss how we want those to roll out?
it just happens like when you're doing your scenes, you want to like push towards these tilt items.
Okay.
Let me just put that.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, and then we all keep our dice already assigned. So I still have 2 white, 1 black. You still have white and black. Just still has a white. And it says, take a break, stretch and get a snack. Talk about where the game is heading.
okay.
So, sure. I guess we can kind of give thought to that.
Let's see. I feel like, especially if we're going to have a rampage as one of our tilt items, we probably need some more NPCs to rampage on. If we don't want to be killing characters outright in Act 2.
Yeah. I mean
I guess it could also be a flashback sort of rampage.
Mm-hmm. Sure. The montage of all the bodies that have Clarence has killed over the years and Olga has buried.
Faithful family servant.
But really, all they're doing is keeping the evil away because it's the mask that's evil. Who knows? Something.
I mean, I wonder if like the tiny mistake leads to ruin. If like Cynthia is making like an arcane rune in pipes for whatever reason, like she could have taken a shortcut to like save on pipe or something. And then
Oh.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's
a mistake.
almost unquestionable. The question is what's
What
the nature of
happens?
the ruin?
Yeah.
Well, and everybody can make mistakes, and anybody can go on a rampage. So I like that. Mistake in the lead pipes.
So the pictures still haven't come up.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, maybe Olga could get the mask on her somehow, and she goes on a rampage. The darkness.
knows?
The cupboard under the stairs hasn't come up. That's a good place to find another NPC.
Mm-hmm.
Locked
While
away.
you're working. Yeah. There's totally somebody in there.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I think I figured it out. All right.
It's your turn.
Yeah. Slowly but surely, our journalist has been digging through the house looking for different, different clues and whatnot. And he has finally. I'm sorry. Do I want to establish or resolve? I guess I will establish. He's finally broken into the study long enough to kind of figure out, when Clarence is not going to be there, and he's going through the drawers right now, and he pulls out. As he's opening the drawer, he pulls out one of the drawers, and it's full of a manila envelope. And he pulls it out, and in the manila envelope are Polaroids. Did they have Polaroids back then?
Yeah.
Back when?
Back when? Who knows?
Yes.
The 80s?
I thought I was driving a Model Ford, but if got some Deguro types, that works too.
Oh, are we not modern?
Prints. We can be modern. That's fine.
We didn't really define it.
Yeah.
I
think female plumber, you've got to be a little modern.
Sure. And sure, he pulls open a folder that has a bunch of Polaroids in it of what?
Sexy Olga.
Sexy Olga. Sure.
This was a cat house in its heyday.
He's like, what the fuck? He pulls out a second folder with more
The
Polaroids.
punchline of our whole horror story.
Oh god!
Eyes melt.
Like they've got something interesting going on. It's like some of her and Bauhaus Gothic stuff, and him like tied up and bondage. Just like, oh, okay, that's expected.
Anyway.
And then in a second folder, there's like Polaroids of people, odd people, just faces, all kind of like. Every Polaroid has a number. They're all numbered 1 through 45.
Okay.
He's looking through them. He's like, I don't understand. Oh, look, this one. He pulls one of them. He can number 13, and it's the picture of what did we say the kid's name was?
Billy.
The name Billy.
Billy Jones or something.
Yeah, Billy Jones's face is on the Polaroid. His lifeless eyes have darkness seeping through them. I'll find out what happened to you, Uncle Billy.
Oh.
Oh,
But as he's grabbing the photographs, putting back those of he kind of like considers putting back the first folder of Olga and Clarence. He's like, I better keep these. I don't know. Good journalist never knows when stuff like this will come important.
From Page News.
Not above a little blackmail. Though how to blackmail a murderer, not quite sure. But he's putting the photographs in his jacket when something happens. Who knows? Or we could just say resolves well and I get the hell out of here. What do you guys want? Yeah, black someone.
Let's say.
You could come in.
So can it resolve poorly after the fact? Like, could it resolve poorly in that you leave, but then like you leave the room and then all of a sudden it like the camera swivels and you see that Clarence has been watching you the whole time from like
through like a painting or something?
Yeah.
Oh.
That works. Black dye for John. Oh.
Yeah.
And Clarence is watching through a painting.
But you get Yeah, you get a black tie.
Okay. That's sad.
So now it's my turn?
Yeah. Clarence, you creepy fuck.
Yeah, so Cynthia is going to...
Most displeased.
Most displeased.
He strokes his mustache. Yeah, so Cynthia's been working, I'm going to establish, she's been like working hard on these like stupid pipe plans. Like they're so freaking intricate and for no reason. And Olga always seems to be looking over her shoulder. I've taken a couple of shortcuts here and there, like nothing anyone would notice. I mean, you'd have to like get out a freaking protractor and who's going to do that? So I mean, that should be fine. And, but like she's still having problems where like the water is still kind of seeping through the pipes even though it's been turned off. And so she wants to get into the basement to like check that it's been fully turned off as Olga said it would be. So I'm not sure, like, could she like nab the keys from Olga?
Yeah, she like
fair? Like she, like no, Olga's taking a nap and she just kind of like chicks them off the hook.
Yeah, Olga like it has them on her dresser or something when she changes into her nightgown in the evening.
Yeah, Cynthia like sneaks in and she's like,
just like walking by and you happen to notice them on the dresser next to the door.
Yeah, I mean it's really just messing with the epoxy. You gotta keep that shit dry, you know, or it's not gonna set. Yeah, so Cynthia takes the keys and goes down to the basement. She's got her flashlight with her, and she like unlocks all of the like just matches the keys to the color of the lock and like unlocks all the keys or all the locks, and turns on her flashlight and goes downstairs. If there's someone down there, does somebody want to play with someone down there? So she like flashes her light. She's like, "Is someone there?"
No.
Okay, it sounds like there's someone there. When you say no, that sounds like there's someone there. Okay, it was probably just my imagination. So she like flips her light around. She doesn't really see anything. She kind of shuts the door behind her, but like she leaves it open a crack. She just wants it not to be quite as noticeable if somebody walks by, but she's a little nervous about actually shutting it. So she kind of like creeps down the steps, like flashing her light. She's still a little creeped out.
Every third flash, like something like runs past her light. towards the boiler.
Manga! Yeah, so she kind of like, it's just your imagination. You're fine. So she like kind of like, she stops sweeping her light from side to side and she kind of like sweeps it up to the ceiling where the pipes are. And she's like following the pipes and she can hear the hum of the boiler. You interrupt me if you want to like jump.
Right, like there's there's like as she's like following the flashlight with the pipes, they finally come to where the person has like jumped up and like is hiding on the roof. They're like grabbing joists. And she's like, ah! Ah!
Yeah, so she just like starts screaming her head off. She like kind of like backs up and like trips on something and backpedals. How's this
Flashlight
resolve?
goes and rolls away.
Oh, this is definitely resolving poorly
Really?
for you.
Okay.
You just hear the click upstairs as Olga laughs. Sorry. Yeah, the light rolls away and the person that hangs from the ceiling kind of falls down on Cynthia. Ah!
She like kind of struggles to like get Lucky out. And she like tries to whack.
Oh!
What? That's why I gave her a wrench with a name. You don't give someone a wrench with a name unless you're gonna hit someone with it.
The creature kind of turns off to the right. Oh!
Yeah, and Cynthia kind of like scrambles back. She kind of gets to the stairs and then she gets to the door and
Oh, it's closed.
okay, resolve. Or like end scene.
Yeah, as
Right,
she's
it's
sprinting,
closed.
like there's just a clunk as the door closes.
And like clinks as the locks get set again. Chunk. Chunk. Chunk.
Yeah.
Chunk. Chunk.
Damn you, Olga!
Is it Olga? Was it Olga?
I don't. Cynthia probably thinks so.
I think Clarence needs to have a scene with Olga, and he's mad because work isn't going according to plan.
Ah, yeah, I'm so sorry, Master. This is the work of lazy contractor. I tell you not to hire him. He is terrible. Do not
Maybe
blame
Olga's-
me.
I'm gonna say that. So I get to pick the die.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it ends badly for Clarence.
Good to know. Ah, sucks to suck. Olga is best.
I think she's the mastermind. She's
I
the
come
queen
from
bee.
old country. I remember when you were a little boy, little Clarence. You not raise your voice to me in hallway.
It's not my fault. I've been doing everything I can to get them in order. The plumber, at least, has been moving things along, but the basin isn't complete yet. The carpenter just isn't paying enough attention.
Clarence, I have told you, you cannot blame carpenter for bad tools. You have brought these people into our house. What will you do?
The work has to be completed. I can help. But how exactly can we force them to finish things before the
New moon.
before the new moon?
My little Liebschnitz. You trust your Auntie Olga. You trust Nanny Olga to...
I trusted you. One of my best friends ended up dead in the attic.
This is true, perhaps. You cannot keep blaming me for your friends accidentally going to attic. This has happened many times now.
What do you expect me to do then?
I don't know.
I expect you to die, Mr. Bond.
I expect you not to disappoint me like your brother did. You could always end up like your brother.
I won't. He turns and storms out.
By the way, it reminds me, it's feeding time. Where did that plumber go?
Dogs bark in the background.
I don't know where we're going.
Yeah, I feel the same. I feel like we need a clear.
I didn't know where you were going. What did you want Olga to say?
Yeah, I like the "don't disappoint me." I feel like that was
Okay.
about
All right.
Did.
All right.
I feel like you guys need to come up with something that like you need to be like, you need to do this. Like someone needs to have direction coming out of this.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, we have to be willing to.
Sure. Olga reminds you. You don't need to build this. Do not let down the family of the old country. This room must be finished.
I won't let my parents down.
This will be your 30th name day. If the pipes are not perfectly aligned, then something terrible shall happen. And you shall bring shame upon this family of which I have served for more than 4 centuries. I mean, years, 40 years. Since before you were born.
Vaguely.
No, I understand the stakes. We can't afford to fail.
Good. Speaking of steaks, Olga must make dinner. You go ahead, play with your friends. Finish your making room. Olga will make dinner. Olga
That didn't
saunters
end right
away.
You're right.
I feel like Olga needs to push you into conflict with Patty.
Yeah.
There you go. Olga, this room is not going to be ready. And you have that damn contractor to blame who does nothing around the house, and you'll sit there and let him work with thumb up ass.
How you say?
How you say? With thumb up rectum, like they say from old country.
You're right.
It looks... I demand of you, you bring him aside, you make him work.
You're right. I've let this go on for much too long. I've just felt sorry for him, knowing what's going to happen.
If you feel sorry for him, you best not feel sorry for yourself when I come after you if work is not done.
Okay.
Olga will tan your hide like the last one. Olga is speaking, of course, literally. She will tan your hide like the last one that she made her skin pants out of.
Oh. Yeah.
Later hosen.
Later hosen.
Okay. Okay.
I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Olga's private room is the one that's under the cupboards. The cupboard under the stairs is Olga's room.
Yeah. Yeah.
Harry Potter.
You better not have damaged her thrall.
Your brother, you mean?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
I guess I'll choose to resolve. You guys establish it how you will.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. What's got to happen? We need to set up for there to be mayhem. So eventually someone has to find Cynthia in the basement.
Right. I feel like I wanted to show you these pictures.
Right.
But
Yeah, so I wonder if like you come down at like after Olga's come by and shut the door.
I'm not going
And
down in the creepy basement.
well,
You're
I mean,
screwed.
you're like yelling and screaming and banging on it. Oh, and then the mayhem that is unleashed could be the brother.
I think that if Olga's room under the stairs is evil, well, you guys are establishing. Okay. What do you want?
But
This is good.
yeah.
Go
we
ahead
don't
with
have
what
we
you were
don't
gonna
have
say.
that many scenes to resolve the whole thing. So
Yeah, I think that he might find the room under the stairs.
I feel like the brother that you find down there is sympathetic and like desperate.
you don't think he's crazy and gonna kill me?
Oh yeah, he's totally crazy.
And he may kill you or everybody in the house, as well as anybody else in the story who could yet kill everybody in the house.
When he wakes up, I mean, he's just been bleeding on the floor since you clubbed him with your wrench.
Right.
Okay. So Patty knows this isn't going well, and he's got a election that he needs. He's seen maybe a couple interactions between Olga and Clarence, and he's starting to like gather like where the power in that relationship is. And so he goes to investigate Olga's room under the stairs.
Okay.
Do you want it to be included as a late? Because you're doing this as well, right? Establishing the scene.
Yeah.
You want to be the room, and I'll explore you.
That's true. You could be the room. Actually,
I can be the room.
Patty opens the door underneath the cupboard. What does he see?
Well, I feel like in the first place.
Is the door locked?
Wait, so sorry. What was the motivation for going to investigate Olga's room? Just seeing the power dynamic there.
Yeah, and knowing that he's running out of time.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Some of the pictures. Oh yeah, the pictures of Olga and Clarence have made him concerned.
Yeah. As you're going to the room, every it's like you're being screamed at inside of you not to go in there. What?
He slowly pushes the door open.
There's like a creaking crack of light casts shadows across the room.
The house kind of sighs as you open the door.
Everything shrinks in on me.
But there's nobody there. There's like there are no windows to the room.
Mm-hmm.
There's an elaborate old bed and a huge wardrobe dresser.
This is a cupboard under the stairs. Remember?
Is that? Oh, okay.
It's a very Spartan. Yeah, is it wider than? I mean, is it a cupboard or is it like? Does it look a little bigger? Or is there a false wall?
Yeah, you can make it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
It's very Spartan.
A tight Spartan space with just a single wardrobe on the back wall.
I've been studying these plans all week, and I'm sure of it. There's something behind this damn wall right here. If only I can figure out how to click.
Yeah. You see that the wardrobe's like melded or like built into the back wall.
Mm-hmm.
Pull it open.
Just like I thought. What is all this stuff?
It's like sexy lingerie.
A love cradle, a swing, whips.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I feel like a
Polaroid camera.
There you go. Yes. Do you want us to have a secret?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So like you kind of just randomly happenstance pull like one of the top drawers and like the middle drawer, and you hear something kind of squeak, and so like maybe on instinct you just pull another drawer, and then the door kind of swings open, and then beyond that you see another room, and this one is like wall-to-wall books, and there's like some jars with like eyeballs and like maybe a fetus and like toads and like splayed open toads and stuff.
Sure.
And you choose to resolve, right?
Yeah.
I
I'm
think
gonna
that-
resolve badly for myself. I'm gonna look at the books, and he's gonna hear like the whispering, susurrus of whispers from the books, and one of them's gonna like just kind of like be open, and I'll have the picture of the mask that he's got in his pocket, and I'll take the mask out slowly, and he'll stare at it, and he'll kind of like kind of do that with it, kind of look at the, kind of shine it towards himself, and then we'll end the scene there.
It's an old putrid leather mask with like kind of bedraggled black hair hanging out of it.
Yeah, grody. It's made of people.
It's definitely somebody's face.
But the scene ends. You're not quite sure if he's slowly putting it on, but it cuts away before he does all the way. Did he put it on? Did he not? Who knows?
Okay. I'm going to establish, and
Okay.
yeah, so I'm back in the basement. I've kind of gotten over my initial panic of like clawing at the door, and the mysterious crazy guy down there has, like, I haven't heard from him, so I kind of like step ever so softly down the stairs, and I'm like holding my flashlight in one hand, and I've got my wrench in the other, and I'm holding it up here, like scanning widely, and I scan over to the boiler, and he's still laying there, and I walk over. I can see that Cynthia nailed him in the head pretty good, and she kind of like gingerly touches the side of his head.
Who are you?
Oh my god! Why are you locked in the basement? What the hell?
He hops up and settles back into a corner.
What the hell? He like kind of follows him with the light, and I assume he kind of like,
let me out!
I'm stuck in here too. What the hell? What the hell? How do we get out?
There's a path.
Where?
You see, pauses for a moment, deciding whether or not he can trust you, and turns and hurries over to one of the far walls back behind the boiler.
She kind of follows him. She's still like holding her wrench up, and kind of follows him over. And then can I say that like maybe there's an old dumbwaiter there?
Yeah.
And Cynthia, she's got like her tool belt on. She like it's been like kind of cramped shut, but she like pulls a screwdriver and like gets it out and breaks it open. And kind of like gonna do anything.
We have to get out of here. We have to stop them.
From what?
Olga, from completing the transformation.
Yeah, that sounds bad. What's that? What kind of transformation? Like a bad transformation? Or go with the thing like unicorn?
Just you have to hoist me up, and he starts climbing up into the dumbwaiter.
Oh, okay. Is that what we're okay? Cool. Yeah. All right. So she kind of like gets underneath him, and like she's sort of a smaller woman, and she kind of like he's probably pretty skinny, something walks to the basement and white as fuck, and she kind of like pushes him up, and she's like, "Please pull me up."
I'll pull you up after.
I know I only have white dye left, so it's probably gonna be fine.
Go over there to the ropes and hoist me up.
Yeah. So she kind of does that.
Oh, have you guys been keeping track of what dice are left?
We have physical die in front of us.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So are there
So
only
there-
white dice left?
There's
There are
two,
two
white,
white
die.
dice left. And the last one's a wild card, right?
Oh, is it?
Right. Yeah. It can be white or black, the last one.
Oh, okay.
Fine. I guess you can survive.
So far. Yeah, so she kind of like pulls him up. She's like still holding like the flashlight with her shoulder. And she's just like, and then like all of a sudden like the resisting goes, like he stepped off of it or whatever. And so she's like, she stops and then she kind of like sticks her head up and like flashlight. And she's like, oh, hello,
There's a
hello, Mr. Basement Guy.
there's like kind of a long pause, and you hear like nothing for a long minute or two, and then you hear kind of a metallic clunk, and then the dumbwaiter starts coming back down.
Okay. Yeah, she
And as it comes back down to level. I'm going to say there's a weapon in there, but do they have a weapon?
Lucky. Yeah, okay, so she gets in.
Yeah.
And it goes up.
Yeah, she sits for a moment, and then it starts being hoisted up.
She's like still holding the like both the flashlight and the wrench, like this wasn't in the job description.
And as she gets to the top, you have a good resolution.
So I at least get out okay. So actually so like maybe Olga was trying to summon the masked demon or whatever, but she wanted it to be controlled via the runes in the floor, but because I didn't do it right, the masked demon isn't under control and it's just crazy. That's my idea.
Pretty good idea. What do you think, Digger?
I don't know. It's the last scene. Clarence. I guess this is it's your turn to ask. Last scene, was Clarence guilty or innocent this entire time?
I think
Does it matter?
I think he's compelled
Yeah.
to do evil acts.
Uh-huh.
I think he's under sway, and I think he's the one at the top of the dumbwaiter when Cynthia comes out.
Right. So the good thing is that she has escaped the basement, but as she jumped from the frying pan into the fire? Question mark.
Woo! Okay, so it's the scene between you and I.
Yeah.
All right, so are you establishing? You must be.
Or do you want to resolve?
I'll establish. You guys can
So
resolve.
that Jaeger gets to pick your die.
Yeah.
And I shall pick it. Gray die.
Yeah, so the dumbbell the dumbwaiter comes up to the top and like Cynthia like sees Clarence
Yeah.
like standing there. Oh my god, there's a crazy guy that was locked in your basement. Do you know there's a crazy guy in your basement? Where did he go?
Like a tear streaked down Clarence's cheek. You found him.
Yeah, he's in your bed. Was like now I don't know where the hell he. I thought he would be here. What the hell?
He,
You just keep people in your basement?
he was alive all this time.
In your basement,
I know.
like locked.
He reaches out a hand. It's like, come, get out of there.
Cynthia kind of like. She's still holding her wrench, and she kind of like takes it and like squeezes out of the dumb waiter. She's like really shaken up, like she's a plumber. He's not used to this arcane shit. You can be the brother, by the way, John, if you want to jump in.
Or Olga.
Or yes, or
Well, yeah, your call.
Sure. As you help her out of the dumbwaiter, Olga stands taciturnly back and behind the background of the kitchen. You can see her like kind of step into the shadows and say, "Ah, I see you have found your way to the kitchen. You don't need an afternoon snack, do you? I would love to prepare you something if you would like to wait outside."
Yeah, and like, Cynthia kind of like just rounds on Olga and she's like, what the hell was that? You locked me down there? Did you know that guy was down there? What the hell? You were the one that turned the water off originally, so you must have known that there was a crazy man stuck in the basement. What the hell, you Eastern European Enigma woman?
Oh, you're talking about Carl. Carl is not crazy. He's lived down there his entire life. If anything, you just must have had him excited.
And at this point, I think Clarence like strides forward. Is like, he was alive this whole time. You told me that he'd been sent away after the incident. That he was never the same.
And that was all true, Clarence. That was all true. But they sent him back, you see. And we had to take care of him. I couldn't let you know. He had changed so much. You hardly recognize him. I've already put him back downstairs, you see. We'll have to board this one up.
What? This one? Which one?
This dumbwaiter. And you, of course.
No! She
Come,
like,
Clarence.
We can't keep doing this, Olga. It's just I can't do it anymore.
Just one more, Clarence. Please. For Auntie Olga.
what you're doing, but this job is not paying me enough, and I kind of think the other contractor doesn't really do this for a living. He uses both metric and English systems interchangeably. I don't think he knows what they mean.
Somewhere in the house you hear, the darkness. The darkness does not count in millimeters.
60 rods to the hog's head.
Okay. Yeah. Olga, sure, looks sternly at Clarence and says, "Come now, Clarence. You don't want to end up like Carl."
The last die is yours to give.
Yeah. Is it black or white?
I think it depends. Is it good for Carl or bad? Sorry. I think it's good for Clarence. Good for Clarence.
I think it's a good evil decision. Does he rebel? Like, if he gets a black die?
If he gets a black die,
folds.
he's getting to a wrench to the face.
Yeah, I think that he gets a white die.
Okay.
So he stands up to Olga.
Sure. Well, you do whatever you want.
It's too late now.
Well, yeah. What does a black die mean?
I think, from my perspective, a black die, he would come at
Cynthia
and she would wrench him.
Okay.
And what does a white die mean? That he put Cynthia in the whatever room for sacrifice?
Or he stands up to Olga and apologizes to Cynthia, and they put Olga in the dark room.
Oh.
Or the black die could be Olga overpowers, psychically, basically, presently, into forces your hand to go against it. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of options there.
I'll give Clarence the black die.
Clarence gets the black die.
Mm-hmm.
He turns to Cynthia and says, "I'm sorry. It could only ever be one way from the beginning. He grabs her by the shoulders.
She, I guess, ineffectually whacks at him with the wrench. But how do you want to say it? Like, she's definitely gonna try to whack him with the wrench, but I don't know if you guys want it to be successful or not.
I think that's in. I think
It's actually probably better his story wise for her to at least whack him and be able to flee, because then she can run
Right.
into the guy.
Flees into the house.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so she like kind of sees the writing on the wall, like shoves you, and then bolts back into the main part of the house, out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's time for the resolutions.
All right.
So this is the black die.
Okay. So I get a black.
I think I have 2 white and 3 black.
Yep, that's our counting.
Aw, it's not good.
Do you roll all of them or just the ones you didn't roll last time?
You roll all of them.
So I got a composite of -10.
Oh,
I got +6.
I got -9.
Damn. You probably should burn down with your house.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to.
I can roll for 4. Sorry.
I closed the book.
And you're -10.
Yeah. All right. I black. Black 8 or 9. Back to where you started. Maybe sore and broken. Black 10. Pretty good. All things considered, you're coming out of this smelling like a rose. You're a little better off. Maybe you got the girl, or maybe you just didn't get caught. And then white what? 4 or 5?
White 6.
White 6. Weak. Hey, you're busted, beat, broke down, but at least you've learned a lesson about human greed and frailty. It'll serve you well in prison, which is probably where you're headed. I don't know. I feel like I want to roll again. But
It happened?
Yeah, something horrific has to happen to one of us. I feel like Clarence.
Clarence is going to burn down with his house.
let me see if there's a different Fiasco aftermath set.
Yeah, I'm wondering. So it's middle stuff is bad. So actually, we all did pretty well. Jaeger was saying he was tempted to re-roll, which I kind of agree with because I rolled. So I rolled 1 on my white die and 10 on my black dice. I feel like I should. I don't know. To fit the story, I should re-roll.
Mm-hmm. We just play it by ear, but
I re-rolled and I got a 0.
Oh.
oh, what if I re-roll then? I rolled and got a black 4. I'm cooler with that.
I like this more.
Can I keep my +6? I feel like Cynthia is sort of the innocent one, and she didn't
It's
put
time for you to die.
an evil mask on. I feel like the 6-week, hey, you're busted, beaten, broken down, but at least alive, kind of fits her. Whatever it comes out, she could be the survivor, although highly traumatized.
Yeah, I totally see. Well, yeah, I have a thought for her ending.
Say it.
So,
Oh, how do you do this? Do you play them out?
Yeah. How does the aftermath work?
so who's got? I've got 5 dice.
I have 3.
I have 4.
All right. Well, we start and we go around. I can start since I have 5 dice. You spend a black one or a good one. Usually it's or a bad one or a good one. You usually say a bad thing or a good thing that goes along with what you've done.
Okay.
So, in the room under the stairs, while looking at the book with the hand-drawn picture, you see Patty put the mask on, and it makes like this. He kind of stares at it for that long, like second. He puts it on. You can see the flesh like fuse around the face, and darkness like flies out of the eyeballs, and you hear the sound of like Cynthia breaking free in the other room. You see him just kind of turn a real fast, dark-eyed glare to the other side of the room. I'll spend a black die for that.
Yeah, so
So do you spend? Can you spend on yourself or on other people?
You spend on yourself, so it'll be like my character does this thing in the ending.
Okay.
okay. So I want to lay out a bit of geography, maybe. So like on the far left side, as you look at the entrance of the house, is the kitchen. On the far right side is the staircase, and therefore the door under the staircase. And then directly behind it would be like where the basement entrance is. So Cynthia kind of comes out of the kitchen, and I'll spend a red die to say that she is able to like quickly jam something in front of that door from the kitchen behind her. But your door is still open. That's my white die.
The door to the kitchen is shut.
Yeah, with like a table or something, like not an insurmountable obstacle, but something so yeah.
And the door to the cupboard is open.
Right.
And I'm unconscious on the ground.
You don't have to be unconscious. You can just be like
dazed.
Yeah.
Like
she pushed and shoved you away enough that she could get out of the room. Not like you're not dead or anything.
Yeah, I think one of my black dice is Olga handing me a kitchen knife, picking me up off the floor, handing me a kitchen knife, and saying, "Don't let her get away." So I have a thought for resolutions for Patty. Is it okay to?
Go ahead.
I mean, I think you still have the watch and the necklace. I think the watch totally belongs to you, and the necklace totally belongs to Cynthia, and that it's like, well, I don't know, as an option that, like, those are totems of the spirits that inhabit those things.
I think Patty's probably beyond that at this point.
Oh yeah, she's totally been taken over by.
Oh, Patty's a woman?
Or he.
Patty's a man.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I just misspoke.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Patty's
it
totally
could
been
go
taken
either way, I
over.
guess, technically.
Patty is a real good imposter because he has been a woman this entire time. Maybe that can come in later. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's a little possessed right now by an ancient darkness mask.
Yeah.
And he's gonna come out of the cupboard and see you standing there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna be like, "Rah!" with that inflection, and start chasing after you. And he'll get a good die for that. And I think that he'll actually like make like just the scantest bit of contact and just kind of like grab part of your arm and maybe take a small bite out.
Okay, so which of you have the worst possible result?
Yes.
Okay. So I want the brother to come in,
Sure.
but I think he's got to come in later.
Well, why
Then
not? He's
I
gonna
have-
jump in now and start protecting you. Rah!
Yeah, I was thinking that, but I don't want to spend all my white dice first.
I feel like he's the like bittersweet ending. Like
Yeah.
you get away, like he kind of disappears in the conflict, and then you get away, and then he's like standing at the end of the driveway, like helpless, and now you're burdened to tend this shattered, broken boy.
I'm gonna spend my black die to say that Cynthia doesn't immediately recognize that you are possessed, and so she runs to Patty and is like, "Oh my God, they're crazy! They're keeping a crazy guy in the basement." Bad judgment, black die.
Which is why he gets close enough to grab you and bite your arm.
Oh no, Miss Albie.
Oh,
You're just delicious.
Oh.
Food. Why do they always think we're undead? You know? Why can't we just be cannibals? You know, what a world we live in today.
I've got a black die and
Cannibalism
a white die.
erasure.
Yeah. My culture is strong. You can't take it away.
I've got a black. Oh, sorry.
Good.
I've got a black die and a white die left. So I feel like since I have worst outcomes, Clarence's white die has to be a heroic act.
I mean, you can also use your white die to say that you get through the door and you. Because like the.
I say my white die is breaking through the door, seeing the flurry in front of me, lunging to stab Cynthia and stabbing Patty instead.
Oh, jerk.
On purpose.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was still going for the sacrifice, trying to fulfill my duties. But kind of at the last moment, you threw her in front of you.
For a moment, the pain brings Patty to his senses. And he's just like, "What? Why are you stabbing me? Clarence, I don't understand." And I spent a white die for clarity.
I'm going to spend a white die to say that while when Clarence stabs Patty, there's like a moment where those two grapple and all of a sudden no one is holding Cynthia and she just kind of like drops and sprints to the door and she gets to the door. That's my white die.
And my final black die, my instinct is to say, after stabbing Patty, then Patty clutches Clarence.
You can bring the
Olga.
brother in as well, if you want.
No.
Okay.
Olga walks up behind, clucks in disapproval, and says, "I warned you not to disappoint your father."
Oh. Where's his father?
And then I feel like Olga or Patty probably flays Clarence.
You're not supposed to die.
Supposed to? Who said anything about supposed to? Oh, yeah, his is the worst.
Yeah, he's not supposed to die.
Oh, is that what it says?
Probably doesn't include death, since death would be way better than whatever this is. So I feel like you have to go to a hell portal.
Yeah, or they flay my face off and don't kill me.
Oh, they flay your face off and put the mask on the flame part.
Yeah. Oh. Oh.
Yeah, I spent a black die. And grab the Clarence as the mask takes full possession again. And slowly dig my nails into the sides of your face, and I slowly claw the skin off.
I'm
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I failed you.
Olga's like, your father is very disappointed.
I'm going to spend a black die to suddenly realize that I never finished turning on and off the pipes and that they've been slowly filling with water and building pressure. And all of a sudden, they rupture explosively all around us. If you want to make that mystical in some way, I'm out of die.
I have one left. And it's a white die, I think. And as the water cascades, and the evil mask finally finishes its clawing of its son's face off so it can replace its face with its son's face. You know, all of the day's filial obligations. He takes the mask off and puts it on Clarence's face, and the mask takes hold, and you can see the what would you say, comfort, the relief on what's his face, Patty's face, as he's free of the possession. And he's like, oh, that makes me happy not to be possessed anymore. And then he realizes he's looking right in the face of the newly made face demon father of Clarence, who then like goes, bah! And then that's the end of it blacks out.
From the blood loss from being stabbed.
I think like he like kind of like leaps forward towards Patty, and that's the last. Claire, like the credits are rolling, and we see scenes of Cynthia and the escaped prince under the stairs. We're like, we're alive. And everyone else is dead. Olga is happy, living with the new master of the house.
That was a good aftermath.
Yeah.
I like the aftermath. I wasn't sure we were going to
Wrap up.
find a wrap-up place.
Yeah. Now Patty lives under the stairs.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
That's what happens. Excuse me. All right, that was fun. Fiasco is leaves me feeling like, oh, that was good. We played a great game. Everyone died. Good for everybody. We did a good job bringing that to its inevitable, horrible conclusion.
I like to think that Cynthia lived out as a shell of a woman.
She became a weird cat lady.
Yeah, she only does plumbing now for RVs. She refuses anything older than like 1982. The sound of boilers still like sets her on edge.
And sometimes when she's had just one too many drinks, a far off look comes into her eyes and she becomes very quiet. No one can rouse her to talk. What?
That weird silent voice she keeps with her.
Yeah. Yeah, no one asks about her husband. He can't seem to find work.
Also uses a lot of sunscreen.
That was cool. I like that. The structure of that game of Fiasco is very different from anything else I've played.
It works surprisingly well considering how little structure there is.
It is interesting. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think about it, Jaeger? It sounds like you have a bit of experience with it.
I would say this is probably the 5th or 6th time I've played it.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I think that I like it and that I don't. Like, I think that I'd like to play it where we just choose the intro things next time.
Yeah.
I think that I don't quite. I think I would. I don't know. I think I would change the way that dice are handed out. Like, I don't think it should be even, white and black. It should just be what you're doing. You know, like, oh, I think this is good, or I think this is bad. So we should just play it like that.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, I definitely agree about the intro because it's like really frustrating, especially when we rolled so many that were the same. Where it was like, I don't want to be a clown. Like,
Right.
no matter what, I don't want to be a clown.
Although you were kind of a clown in the end.
No, I wasn't. What? I was the only competent one on the job. Stupid plumbing.
I wonder, do you think if you had, like if we sort of all became familiar with the game, we would get better at the like pacing of things?
Yeah, that might help. I think that it's just the game doesn't lend itself naturally sometimes. I think you have to be kind of clever and good at improv
Yeah,
for this game to work.
it's difficult.
Really, I was actually surprised at how well we did. I felt like it went pretty. Like we had a couple like long pauses, but mostly we kind of like chugged along at a pretty steady clip.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's something I'm particularly weak at and need to work on, but that also makes it really good for me.
I mean, the thing is like you have to like really keep in mind that there needs to be conflict, and like that's hard. Like that's kind of a nice place to have someone outside the scene to be like, something needs to happen where you're in conflict with this person, and like just remind you of that.
And I'm naturally like not inclined to
Yeah.
conflict or like hurting other people's characters or that kind
Yeah,
of
I mean like that,
thing. And you have to be willing to like.
You have to be willing to hurt other people's characters, but you also have to be like willing to be like, my character is going to get hurt in this, and I'm still going to suggest it because it makes sense for the story. Like I feel like you can't have the same attachment to your character in this game as you can in other games.
Have you ever played Dogs in the Vineyard, Jesse?
No.
I just said it that we should play it forever and ever.
Is the why do you ask?
You said that this mechanic interested you. That's something different.
Well,
And
I feel like to practice, like for the sake of my role playing, I need to practice the ability to improvise, and like Fiasco is really strongly slanted that direction.
Sure. Yeah, I think so. I think we can play this with more people too. That'll make it more fun.
Yeah. I think it'd be better in person as well because it's like really hard to interrupt each other over the G-chat because then you just can't hear.
Yeah.
Right. For sure. All right.
We live in the same place.
Right.
Say what?
We need to live in the same place.
There's my C. My C is in here.
Yeah.
Sure. We can live in the same place. That'll work. That's a perfectly valid solution to our problem.
Okay.
I'll move in next week. Have the couch ready.
Our dog will be so happy. The couch man is back. I love the couch man. Couch man. Yay.
I am probably going to need a couch man visit in May.
All right.
May 15th-ish. Like that weekend of May 15th.
May 15th?
Yeah.
When are you?
In Seattle?
Yeah.
June.
Okay.
End of June.
Yeah. When you know firm dates, let us know.
All right.
But yeah, I think that works well.
All right.
Going on that would conflict.
But we can't tell anybody. Like we can't tell anybody I'm going to be there that weekend, and then we'll play on Sunday, and I'll like set up in one room, and you'll set up in another room, and then I'll walk over into your screen and be like, "Hey, do you guys got any of this?" And then walk back to my screen. We'll play it up real well. We'll play it up.
It would be
Oh
hilarious.
my god.
Please do that.
Like eating ramen in the background of your guys' and just like going back to my screen. All right, bye.
What?
Cool. I had fun. I'm out of it a little bit today. I've been traveling since Friday, so I need to make deviled eggs still. So that's fun.
Enjoy your Easter.
Yeah, you guys too. I don't know what you're doing. Having
Nothing.
fun? Nothing.
We're heathens.
It's great, yeah.
Oh,
A secular holiday to celebrate brunch, apparently, according to my boss.
cool. Celebrate all the brunch.
Yes.
Happy brunch to you.
And to you. May the brunch be with you.
Sure it will. All right. Good night, guys.
See you, John. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.